Okay, Freshta, for this question here, we have the equation of two equations to determine the ride of a taxi in New York City given by t of x, where x is the number of miles driven. And it's a piecewise function. And what we have is two different formulas. X is the number of miles given. So if the taxi drives between 0 and 20 miles, the function that they're going to use to determine the cost is 5 plus 4.40x. And if the taxi drives for more than 20 miles, the formula that they're going to use is 13 plus 0.25x. So they're asking us to determine the cost for a patron who rides 10 miles versus one who rides 35 miles. So to do this, we have to realize 10 miles is between 0 and 20, so we need to use this formula. And 35 miles is greater than 20, so we're going to need to use this formula. So the easiest way, I think, to do this is by graphing it, by creating a new graph. And it can create a piecewise function. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put in the two equations that we have. So the first equation that we have is 5 plus 0.40x. So 5 plus 0.40x. And we're going to use this when the miles are between 0 and 20. And then the other formula that we're going to use is 13 plus 0.25x. And we're going to use this formula when x is greater than 20 miles. So if I graph this, I end up with a piecewise function. It's going to help to zoom out. And you'll notice that I have two different pieces. If I want to find out how much it's going to cost for 10 miles, I can pull up the table and scroll down until I get to 10 miles. And 10 miles is going to cost $9. So T of 10 equals $9. And now I want to find out how much it's going to cost for 35 miles. And if I go down here, I can go down to 35. And for 35 miles, it's going to cost $21.75. $21.75. And then it asks me to determine the number of miles a patron can be driven for $20 and explain how you arrived at this answer. So what I would do is go into my graph, get out of my table, and graph the equation y equals 20, because this is what I want to do. When is the cost, the y value, going to be $20? And then simply go through and find geometry, points and lines, intersection, choose my two graphs, and it tells me for $28, it's going to 28 miles, it will cost $20. And you could just say I found the intersection of t of x, which was the function that they gave you, and y equals 20.